knows about, do the legs drive the Bugle, or is it the elbow bent and then fired from stable horse?
I still processing, right? What I can tell you after Celine's explained so well, I think what I can help you guys, if you see, Celine dá uma me chamou and if you see the looping Pung, according to our Sifu, they have kind of methodology to learn, right? Jing Choi, Biu Guan, Qi Guan, and Looping Pung Guan itself. And Pachanto, we have the Pachanto itself. I'm going to talk about itself with the sequence, right? The main list which you can understand the kingdom or the domain of the nature of that domain. But if you not see each domain, what I call domain liquid is Siunim Changkyu, BUG, Muifajo, Luping Pung Guan, Pachanto. You see, when we talk about weapons, it's pretty much different. Right? Because when they have empty hands, you start with the sequence. Then we have some associate component to help that sequence, to understand the sequence. Like swing will have backs out, and so on. Right? But when you talk about Luping Pung Guan, it's kind of opposite. The form comes and bless. So that tells me one thing is very important to understand. First, something in this level, the Kung Fu must not depend on the system anymore. Like Grandmaster Moya used to say, Kung Fu without system is not Kung Fu. Kung Fu depends on the system. It's not good Kung Fu. Celine Miguel mentioned, Celine Sani also, about everybody must have your own Kung Fu. So, the weapon itself, not the superior level of the system, they have external elements like a dummy, the pole, and the knife. So, the knife itself, or the pole itself, for example, if you watch this, looks like a mouse tail, right? Because this is tinier than this. So, maybe this can mean something to us. Maybe that means one head is more important than other. You know, it's not like a two-head step. You know, like a Xiaomi style, you have two heads. This one has just one head. But I'm surprised when I saw my style using this way. You know, it makes sense because you have more mass on this side instead of that side, right? But if you understand Wing Chun, Guan Fa, you understand the main idea is to first, right? It's not to hit. So if you have another style, it's better to use this to hit, right? But we don't do that, right? Why? Because the main movement is to first. When you do that, it's very funny because Sifu always emphasize one, have just one movement. viewpoint, right? So that's why your question is very good. And I tell you the truth, I made the same question to Sifu, and I tell you, I share with you the answer, finally, okay? Everybody is recording? He told me, you must play more viewpoint. Sifu's Victor question is not different than mine. You know, those days, I tell the truth, I really got offended when they said, okay, I was upset. Why? Because myself, I believe, I have enough experience on that. But then I start to realize, you know, when you play viewpoint, it's funny because everybody knows we have just one movement to attack. So it's very easy to predict. So when you play Wing Chun Ting Pung Quan, very easy. Sooner or later, somebody will gonna kill you. Right? So that's why the key is not the movement or the technique, but the timing and energy. So sometimes I must wait a little bit. Sometimes I must use long arm energy. Sometimes, and that means my opponent will tell me what I have to do. It's not such a setup technique to do it. You know, I have to be relaxed and very available wherever it is, right? So that's the nature when you play Lupin Pung Pung, because it's not a matter of technique anymore. It's a matter of you understand the other factors which involve the Wing Chun movement, right? Basically, energy and timing, see, can, and let go, right? So that's why your question is very good, but the answer doesn't matter, right? Because all depends how the other guy is doing. And I would like to share a story because Miguel mentioned about our CPAC exchange. We are at his first seminar in the US to talk about the Quan. I believe it was the first time ever he mentioned about the Quan. Maybe a few of you guys were the first. After he showed the seminar, we have Yang Chan, the three, Simo and Sifu, remember? And we say, we comment with Sifu, oh, a lot of new things. See, Sipak move the horse when he play Yuquan. Because we play kind of, you know, we go, boom, come back, right? No, don't move that much. And you know what our answer? Sifu's answer? What the answer? You guys didn't play Yuquan enough. That means, why not? You move your horse too. Why are you so tired? You know, in a certain way. I show you guys. You can do too. Because you cannot depend on the system anymore. You're not beginners anymore. So don't have beginners behavior. None is the level. So that's why the idea of Saopole is very important. Now is the level. It's time to raise it. Not just follow. Because Wing Chun system, if you talk about Sanfa, it's not based on information. It's based on your own experience. Of course, if you want to have your own experience in the beginning, you need some information. But a kind of information that make yourself experience something which come out of your own experience. Not the kind of information to make you satisfied and don't think anymore about it. Like most of times you find the internet, you know. I'm not against internet, but I believe you can use in a better way, you know. We're still young in this type of kind of thing in the internet. We mentioned our Sifu, before he passed away, he mentioned the future is the internet, you know. He mentioned that. And he was really mad when he tried to put in his first email, Moya at AOL, right? And somebody take already, you know? Moya himself cannot use his own name. Yeah, so internet is the future, but you must use very well, you know? So, answer this question, I think we could play more Pilpon, but in a smart way, you know? And understand a few things. I would like to share just one thing, because Sei Miguel mentioned about to put this, right, when we mentioned. And I wonder why, you know, to put this. Why I have to hold this way and not this way? Maybe even this way, because sometimes in an emergency situation, I can use this kind of this side, right? Until I hit something, you know? What happened? I was here, then I tried to hit something. When I hit something, boom, what happened? The solid thing hit back, right? And broke my ribs. Right? Because I don't protect this. When I put this, my hand, my own hand, go against my hip. Right? So, no problem. So that's why I learned it very hard way. This is very important. You know? But those days, I didn't play it very enough. That's why. Thank you.